morning, students. Once again I am here with the topic fraction. Students, in the previous class we have just started about fraction. How fractions can be represented diagrammatically. What is fraction? What are numerators? What are denominators? Everything we have learned in the previous class. Today we are going to learn fraction, but little bit of different thing we will learn. So you can see the diagram, students. You can see the diagram. Here two circles are given. One circle is divided in two parts. See. Another circle is divided in four parts. In one circle, one part is shaded. In another circle, two parts are shaded. Now, let me express these two things in fraction. So here, if I express this in fraction, as we have discussed in the previous class, so here one part is shaded out of two parts. 1 by 2 I can write. And here we can see that two parts are shaded. Total number of parts is 4. Two parts are shaded. So how will I express? I will express like this, 2 by 4. Now students, 2 by 4. Now students, what is the similarity in between these two diagrams? There is one similarity is there. Similarity is there in between these two diagrams. What is that similarity? Now we can find the similarity when we express this in lowest term, as we have already learned how to express a fraction in the lowest term in previous classes. So how will I express this in lowest term? But for that, let me recall something. 2 by 4. How can I express this in lowest term? Expressing it in lowest term means common factor between these two numbers is 1. So how will I express, since both the numbers are divisible by 2? This I can divide it by 2. This also I will divide it by 2. So is equal to 1 by 2. See, this fraction, after expressing it in the lowest term, I got 1 by 2. So it means that what can I write? 1 by 2. That means this fraction is 1 by 2, and this fraction also I can express in 1 by 2. It means that 1 by 2 and 2 by 4 are equivalent. So what we are going to learn? We are going to learn equivalent fraction. Equivalent fraction. So students, we will learn equivalent fraction. So this equivalent fraction is very important and is very useful on addition of fractions, subtraction of fractions. So when we know the equivalent fraction, then we can do the addition and subtraction of fractions very simply, very easily. So that's why these two fractions are called equivalent fraction. But there is another way to find the equivalent fraction. So in some cases, whatever, you may not know the common factor. It is difficult for you. In that case, how we find the equivalent fraction? See. Now let me draw another diagram. Let me give you one more example based on the diagram. See, suppose this is a rectangle. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Here another I have drawn. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, here what will I do? Two parts shaded. Out of 6 part, 1, 2, 6 part, 2 parts are shaded. So here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So here, how many parts are shaded? 2 parts are shaded out of 6 parts. So now here 1, 2, 3, 4 parts are shaded. Here 4 parts are shaded. Now if I ask you, write the fractional, represent the shaded part in fraction. So in that case, how will I represent? Total 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6. How many are shaded? 2 parts are shaded. 2 by 6. Now again, total parts 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 12. How many parts are shaded? 4. 4 parts are shaded. Now are they equivalent? I said. Are they equivalent? Now to express this in equivalent, as we have discussed in the previous question, that if I express these two terms in lowest, these two fractions in lowest term, then we will able to find. So first way I am discussing, so we both have the common factor 2. This is divisible by 2. This is also divisible by 2. Divided by 2. Here also divided by 2. So that is equal to 1 by 3. 2 divided by 2, 1. 6 divided by 2 is equal to 3. Now here this common factor 4. This thing I can divide this by 4. So it's equal to 1. 4 1s are 4. If I divide this 2, and if I divide this 2, I'll get 3. They are equivalent fraction, because on expressing in the lowest term, I got 1 by 3 and 1 by 3. Now, suppose if you don't want to do this division, in that case, what will I do? In that case, how will I find the equivalent fraction? See. Now, if I don't want to divide and I want to find the equivalent fraction, in that case, what will I do? I'll multiply these two, 2 and 12. I'll multiply 2 and 12. We say cross multiplication. And I'll multiply 4 and 6. See, these two lines are cross with each other. That's why we say cross multiplication. So, 2 12s are 24. 2 12s are 24. Again, 6 4s are 24. See, in both the cases, I got 24. When I do the cross multiplication, in both the cases, I got 24. It means that these two are equivalent fraction. So that means when we do the cross multiplication, if the product are same, then we can say that the fractions are equivalent. Now one more example let me give you. So hope students you have understood this diagrammatic representation, how I represent the equivalent fraction in diagram. So now suppose diagram is not there. Simply I have given two questions. Simply I have given you two questions. Number one I gave you 5 by 4. And number 2 I have given suppose 2 by 9. And I am asking you find the equivalent fraction. Are they equivalent? I am asking you. Now do cross multiplication. 9 5s are how much? Students, 9 5s are 45. Then 4 2s are 8. Are they same? They are not same. It means that these two are not equivalent. So let me give one more example. See students, if you keep on doing the examples, your concept will be clear about equivalent fraction. Now another one. Suppose 7 by 8 and 56 by 64 I have given. Now what will I do? I will do the cross multiplication. 64 into 7. Now I will do cross multiplication to find whether the fractions are equivalent or not. I will do cross multiplication. So 64 multiplied by 7, 64 multiply by 7, how much I'll get? How much I'll get? 64 multiplied by 7, 4 is 28, carry 2, 7, 6 is 42 plus 2, 44. 4, 4, 8. That means when I multiply 64 and 7, I got 4, 4, 8. Now let me multiply 8 and 56. So 56 multiply by 8, 8 6 is 48, 8 carry 4, 8 5 is 40 plus 4, 44. That means here also I am getting 4, 4, 8. That means both are equal. When I do the cross multiplication, both are equal. It means these two are equivalent fraction. So, students, what we have learned? To find the equivalent fraction, suppose two fractions are given to you. To find the equivalent fraction, we always do the cross multiplication. This multiply by this and this multiply by this, like this. We find the equivalent fraction. Now, students, let me give you one question. Let me discuss one question. Suppose 3 by 5 is the fraction given. 3 by 5 is the fraction. What? So is equal to, I have given over here 24 by dash box. So what will I write over here? Both I have given equal sign. They are equivalent fraction. That's why I gave equal. All equal. So if 24 is here, I have what number I will put here? That means this is fill in the blanks. But both the fraction has to be equivalent. So how, in that case, how will you find? So 8 multiplied by 3 multiplied by 8. We know that 3 multiplied by 8 is equal to 24. So once we multiply 8 over here, I will multiply 8 here also. 5 8s are 40. That means 3 by 5 is equal to 24 by 40. Another example, suppose 7 by 11 is equal to, here I have given, this time I have given over here 33. So what will I put over here? Now in this sum, what will I do? You just think, where it is? Here earlier it was given, this was given. So that's why 3 multiplied by how much is equal to 24. You need to know the table properly, remember. In equivalent fraction in this chapter, table is very important. 3 multiplied by 8 is equal to 24. Once we multiply 8 over here, you have to multiply 8 here also. In the similar way, 11 multiplied by how much? 33. 11 3s are 33. So once you multiply 3 over here, you have to multiply 3 here also. 7 3s are 21. So in this is now 7 by 11 and 21 by 33 are equivalent fraction. So hope students, you have learned about equivalent fraction, how to find out whether the fractions are equivalent or not, how to find the missing numbers to make the fractions are equivalent. Now one question I am giving you now. So find the equivalent fractions of, suppose this question only. Find the equivalent fraction of 3 by 5 having suppose denominator, having denominator, I said 15. Same question as we have done in the previous question, as we have done previous. So that missing number. So now 3 by 5, it is given that find the equivalent fraction of 3 by 5 having denominator 15. Now it is given that denominator is 15. This one is given 15 to you. So now you have to find the fraction. To find the fraction, you have to find the numerator also. So what will be the numerator? Now as we have discussed, 5 multiplied by 3 is equal to 15. So once I multiply 3 over here, I have to multiply 3 here also. 9 by 15. This is the answer. So hope students you have understood it. So students, what we have learned today, we have discussed about equivalent fraction, how to identify the equivalent fraction by doing cross multiplication. How can we find the equivalent fraction having the particular denominator, having particular numerator? How can we find the missing number to make the fraction equivalent? This thing we have learned today. So hope students you understood this one. Please go through the video. If you have any doubts, you can let me know in the live classes. So students, thank you and have a nice day.